My name is Joe Prim, and I am the host of Prepare.Defend.Lead. I believe the home must be made a fortress, a place safe and secure, a buttress fortified against the storms assailing from the outside. It is our responsibility to build a sanctuary of peace and calm from the storms and the zombie hordes that dwell outside the walls of our castle. We need to create a definite difference between what goes on outside and what goes on inside our home, our fortress. Stick around, and I'll catch you on the other side of the intro as we talk family meetings.
The comfort and distractions of today collide to indulge our desires and provide a slow death by apathy. A superior primitive ethos exists. Prepare for tomorrow. Defend what you value and lead those you love. This mindset is the foundation of living an authentic life as a bold, disciplined man resolute in your mission. Prepare, defend, lead. Your mission. Own it.
All right, welcome back to yet another episode of PDL. And the intro, that was a quote from my book, Open 6 Life-Changing Principles. In the chapter, Open Your Heart, I get into talking some about family meetings and the importance of building a strong fortress, a strong, fortified, safe, secure area within your home. That your home has got to be different. Your home has got to be a safe place where people are safe to fail. They're safe to make mistakes. They're safe to say the wrong thing. They're safe from harsh criticism, from hate, from deception, from all the evils that prevail outside of those walls. Inside of the walls of your home, we've got to strive to be different. Part of doing that for me is having a family meeting. So I'm going to break down what and why we have a family meeting, what ours look like, what we discuss, and what I think is important in order to have a solid family meeting that you can do on a weekly basis and still squeeze into your busy schedule. So many homes right now are filled with chaos. There's a lot of activity, a lot of different things going on, a lot of fear about what's going on in the outside world, a lot of fear about the difficulties, a lot of fear propaganda is being said on the news and social media and all over the place because fear does such a great job of controlling us. And I did a great podcast. I think it was one of my last podcasts of Ever Vigilant. You can find it. Look up Ever Vigilant on wherever you listen to podcasts. And I did an episode on fear after reading a few books on fear. And it was a very important turning point in my life to realize what a role fear plays. And then after all that, then the COVID stuff had come out, and I saw how fear was being used as a tool to motivate and demotivate and control people. And that puts people in a rough spot. So there's a lot going on outside your homes, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's inside of our homes. We need to have some order. We need to have control, and we need to have strong leadership within the walls of our home. And that is where you come in. You know, meetings are important at work, meetings are important at church, meetings are important in your local community, meetings are important in the government, meetings seem to be important everywhere, but far too many people forget about or don't see the benefit of having a meeting within the four walls of their home to make sure that everybody is thinking the same, is on the same page, and is working together, same goals, to get things accomplished. Clarity is important. So, I'm got 3, it's actually more than 3, but I got some different ideas here that I wanted to share on how we do our family meetings. Generally do a family meeting each week, sometime during the weekend, usually on a Sunday so we can be talking about the week moving forward. I'm just going to share what we do, how we do the meeting, and the things that I think are important to have within the family meeting. Number 1, brevity. We got to be brief. We don't want people to be bored. We don't want people to end up hating meetings. We know at work the meetings get boring. The meetings become a true waste of time where other things, more important things, could be being accomplished because we're meeting for the sake of having a meeting. We do not want that. I talk about that in my book and the Open Your Mouth chapter about the importance of brevity and clarity. And that is a major part of what is going to be your responsibility as you lead these meetings, is going to be clarity and brevity. And we want order to it. For me, I like to have the meeting basically exactly the same format week after week so that everybody knows what to expect, everybody knows what's coming, and we can get through it much quicker with a lot less distractions because it's the same week after week. Another thing that I think is very important is that each member of the family needs to have the opportunity to speak. I spoke about this way back. You'd have to go way back into my Instagram. One of the first videos I ever did was about the Magna Carta. And in the Magna Carta, and I believe in our Constitution as well, it talks about redress of grievances. It talks about because people need the opportunity, if they disagree with a law or if they disagree with something that's going on, to have the opportunity to say that they disagree and why they disagree with what's going on. Doesn't mean that things need to change or that what is going on necessarily is wrong or that there can't be an explanation given after it. It's just people need to have the opportunity to share their feelings, to share their thoughts, and to share their opinions on decisions that are being made. One of the indicators that there is going to be a revolution in a country or some sort of rebellion or people rising up in a country is, my dog barking, not sure if you picked it up, is one of the key indicators of that is people losing their ability to redress grievances, to share their opinions, to speak out against things, and to basically serves as a release valve, right? Like on your hot water heater or so many other mechanical things, right? If the pressure becomes too much, it's going to explode into rebellion, into hate, into frustration, into anger. But if you can allow those in your family to share their opinions or their thoughts, it serves as a release. It serves as a release that they were able to share their opinion. And maybe sometimes they're right. Maybe you need to rethink things. Maybe you need to look at things a little bit differently. Oftentimes, they have different insight or different vantage point than you do in the way that they're looking at things, and they may bring some valid points to the conversation that you had never thought about or ever realized. And when you shut them down, the worst thing that can happen, that's the best thing that can happen. You revise the way you look at things, you change things around, and it benefits everybody. The worst thing that can happen is you stop that. You don't allow everybody their ability to contribute or their ability to share or redress grievances. And what happens is it sows the seeds of rebellion. And that rebellion might not happen today or tomorrow, but down the line, the last thing we want within the four walls of our homes is any sort of rebellion. the first thing that we talk about in our meetings, our family meetings, is any issues that are going on, any scheduling. Go over, this is what we have going on Monday or Tuesday. Don't forget, guys, we got this going on this day. We need to make sure that things are cleaned up. We got this inspection, or we have to go sign paperwork on this day, whatever it might be, right? Just so that everybody knows we'll go to the library on this day, just so everybody has a little bit of idea of what to expect for the week to come. And then we also share at that time any concerns. Is there a problem? Is something not working out the way that it should? And then we get into what I think is really the fun part of the family meeting, and that's family questions. And I delegated this part out to my daughter now. It's her responsibility to ask the family questions, and we keep it very simple. We have 4 questions that we go around, and we each answer these 4 questions. And it gives us a time to understand each other, where they're coming from, what they're looking for, what they're looking at, how their life is going within these 4 questions. The first question is, what was a win for the week? What went well? Where did you excel? Where did you accomplish a goal? What worked out your way? Number 2, a loss. Where did you struggle? Where are you having a hard time? What's been difficult for you this week? Number 3, what are you reading, or what audiobook maybe are you listening to? What are you getting into? Maybe what are you learning? And number 4, where do you need help? Where can we help you out as a family? So those are our 4 questions. Maybe yours will be different. Maybe you want to copy those and keep things simple. But I do believe that having a family meeting, maybe you already have a weekly devotion time, or maybe you have a nightly devotion time, and you can incorporate this in to one night a week. But I really do believe that it's important to build up your family as a team, as a group that's cheering one another on, that's showing empathy on the losses, and showing excitement on the wins, and showing interest on what the person is, what the members of the family are reading, or what they are listening to, and having the opportunity to help one another in those areas where they are asking for help. So big part of why I bring something like this up, having a family meeting, and the importance of building your family into a unit that works together, is because no one is coming to save you. These things are your responsibility, and your responsibility alone. Where you are today in your life, where your family is, where your relationship with your wife is, where your relationship with in your community, all of things are a result of your beliefs and the decisions that you have made based on those beliefs. My intent with Prepare.Defend.Lead is to help you uncover the hero within. I believe that in each one of us there is a hero that we saw, we knew, we wanted to be when we grew up, when we were boys and we were watching our heroes, whether they played sports or whether they went to distant galaxies or whether they chased and beat up and captured bad guys. We wanted, our desire was to be a hero. Somewhere along the way, we get caught up in this crazy world of distractions. We get caught up in work, and we get caught up in relationships that don't go the way we think they're supposed to go. But along the way, that vision, that idea of the hero is buried underneath years of lies and pain and difficulty and struggle and living up to the expectations and the ideas of other people. My intent with Prepare, Defend, Lead is to help you uncover that hero, to dig up and dust off that hero and let that hero shine once again. There are 3 ways at the moment that I'm doing that. Number 1 is this podcast. Free podcast where I'm sharing some ideas, thoughts to help you maximize who you are and uncover piece by piece that hero. If you could review and subscribe and share this podcast, it would be much appreciated, because those 3 things are the fuel that keeps this mission and this podcast moving forward. Number 2 is my book, Open 6 Life-Changing Principles. It's available on Amazon. You can get it in the paperback copy, or you can get it on Kindle. If you've read it, we did the free giveaway last year when it first came out. If you've read it, if you've purchased it, please leave a review on there, an honest review. I would very much appreciate it, and that might be just what it takes to get somebody to purchase the book. Those 6 principles in that book changed my life and still guide me and direct me and help me evaluate myself on a daily basis on where I'm at as far as opening my mind, and where I'm at as far as opening my mouth to speak, and where I am as far as opening my heart to my family. And they serve as guideposts. They serve as a measuring stick for me still to this day on how to live out my life in a way that impacts those around me and myself to the positive. And number 3 is my coaching program, Heroes Wanted. You can go to Prepare.Defend.Lead and read through the origins, the ideas behind it, and what the program is all about there at Prepare.Defend.Lead.com. And from there, you can sign up for a consulting call. We'll get on the phone. We'll see if it's a good fit, see if we can work together, see what that would look like. And if it's a good fit, we can move forward, we can work together, and we can help you become the hero that you know you can be. As always, hold fast and God bless.